only if Shopify let you get to that point. We'll see how much Shopify decide on their defensive side to disrupt. And we'll see if this double duelist, that's kind of gonna have to be forced to force the issue on the defense. Let's see if they can catch anybody off guard from the side of Shopify.
Just a couple of moments now from starting the round. Shopify on the attacking side. Much has been said about the double duelist comp that FlyQuest are running, and on defense, how do they execute around it? Forget about the double duelists. It's the initiators who are getting first blood.
Yeah, it was a bit of a missed smoke. Right there. That Astro smoke from Noya.
Doubling down on this, though, is Shopify, and Dodonet will fall. All of a sudden, FlyQuest are up on this pistol. And I think it's going to continue to be the case, unless, again, Mel can do something about it. Ghost and full armor. Mel in a really nice spot here. Now down to 20 HP. Feeling the pressure as Mel continues to cause problems for FlyQuest, and it's just not enough. For as many heroics as Mel can put together in that pistol, it will not come through. FlyQuest get it first.
Yeah, I feel like normally when you see that type of lurk smoke, it's really common on Haven. You think of A, you know, it covers long and short. That's kind of the same concept that Shopify were going for. The problem is with the Astra smoke, it's not as big as the Omen, right? So there was a gap on the left side of it that allowed the initiator of FlyQuest to just get a free pick right away. And once that happens and your set pistol kind of just like gets crumbled like that, it just snowballs out of control. Came down to a 2v2, but FlyQuest needed to start off hot, and they did just that.
This one pistol, though. We've seen how silly these rounds can get. Doesn't look like there's any silliness here, though. As Bob lets that outlaw rattle off. Switches to lighter weaponry. Still gets another kill. So it seems like FlyQuest should be able to get through this pretty cleanly. You've already got space being denied on the opposite side of the map, too. Shopify don't have a ton of options here.
No, yeah, you're getting crunched again. This Armageddon. Oh, good trade. I was going to say this Armageddon could actually be online for the bonus. FlyQuest would have loved for that to happen. Maybe you can get a spike plant. Bob is already here. Not afraid.
Peek out of that smoke. Exactly what Bob does. Noya falls, and pretty damn close to perfect. Bob gets 4, Shopify get 2. Or FlyQuest get 2, excuse me.
Pretty damn close to 2 ultimates. I wonder for FlyQuest if you decide to press the issue in one of the mains, get an orb, you can get a kill in the mid round, or on the side exec for Shopify, you can get either that Armageddon online or the Raze ultimate online. Look at this buy, though. Look at this bonus from FlyQuest. It's kind of awkward, isn't it? Like 2 judges, a stinger, an outlaw, and a ghost. We'll see if Shopify are going to be ready for these judges. In mid, Luvilli and Lace, forerunners of that. Such a slow approach from Shopify, though. Going to use their ability, but they shot what the setup is. What is that?
That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem.
Poison's off.
It's traded back, though, by Sarah. Noya might catch a little something here. Snappy out from the controller.
Yeah, that kind of opens the entire map, doesn't it? Bob having to pick up that internet, but I like the proactivity in mid. That's a big 1v1 to win for Luvilli.
Noya's so steady with it. I mean, just... I know that's such a little micro thing, but Noya's just so insanely talented individually. It's insane to watch.
It matters.
Meanwhile, there's the stun. Steady aim once more. Sarah over the shoulder. The kills come through. Shopify on the board.
Felt very controlled from Noya, who was on an island having to deal with all of that A pressure. And honestly, she dealt with it perfectly. Masterfully. Like you said, just very poised with it. Very controlled. The shots, no panic when she was getting peaked. Understanding there's an outlaw threat. But once that first shot misses, it gives you the confidence to swing out because only 140 damage could be done to you at worst.
Right.
Taking those 1v1s is absolutely massive, and it's going to be a strong point for this Shopify Rebellion roster. I think FlyQuest are going to have to try to deal with this lurk from Noya. a lot more in this half, and that's why you see on the mini map that stealth bot trying to re-clear that.
We'll find Noya, so you understand. A lot of the hit is towards B. Also, given the spam that Thea was dealt at the beginning of the round, only confirms those suspicions.
Yeah, Lace had a TP, but now that Yoru flash being used, Shopify Rebellion know that Yoru is on this site.
Not that one. Off the paranoia, the swing back sight. Dodo and Mel side by side. Crack the site wide open.
Spacing is perfect. It's all left up to Bob. He does get some spam damage, but this is going to be a tough retake. That being said, you have the Armageddon. Is it worth investing? Where do you even invest it? Look at how far back Noya is playing.
I think that's part of the issue. I mean, I'd argue it's worth it. It's early. It's round 4, but I don't know if there's a good place to do it.
The retake is done. There's no chance back in. Look at utility that Sarah has. Armageddon online of her own.
I don't know that there were ever really wheels to that one, but Dodo not falling makes this a little bit more interesting, and all of a sudden, there's a chance. Bob pops the ult, not going to connect. Noya from up in heaven will be the safety valve. Again, it's Noya. Shopify get to 2.
Yeah, what a reflank after that kill onto Luvali. Understanding that she can be the win condition. And yeah, FlyQuest economy is now broken because of that. You pointed out the spacing on the actual B execute. I was kind of surprised that Shopify decided to pull the plug on that with knowing that the Yoru is there, because it's likely that he starts the Yoru starts off A and TPs to B. So there's like a lot of firepower behind it. But the way that they executed and like how DodoNut was just holding default P / rafters and Mel is holding like the actual swing onto site, it was just a 1-2 punch that FlyQuest couldn't handle.
There's just way too much. You're absolutely right. And now you've got FlyQuest on the slider buy. Eco's not great. And you take a quick look at Thea's money. That leads me to think they're going to try to get an op into the next round.
Yeah, you definitely want to get an operator on this map, especially on the Yoru. He'd be so mobile, but again, look at Noya. Not afraid at all towards the A side of the map. A lot of utility being used for the defenders in mid.
I don't believe there's a TP up for Dodo.
Look at the mini-map.
Yeah, I mean, there's a crunch. There's a crunch is afoot, but Ace is waiting for it. Doesn't matter how long you wait. Shopify off of that kill, off of Noya, getting the pressure and ropes. They fully swing out with confidence. They get the kills they need, and they secure the round.
I mean, just completely dissecting the defensive setup of FlyQuest after they weathered the storm of that utility in mid. And again, it was all thanks to Noya. FlyQuest really got to do something about this A line, and it seems redundant to have to keep somebody there at all times, but the value that Noya's been able to accumulate, you are probably going to believe that FlyQuest are going to have to overcompensate now and lean maybe the breach towards there, get the stun on that line off of the stealth bot. Maybe FlyQuest are going to like go for like an actual punish. But she's been playing this A side of the map to a T so far, and just doing the right play multiple times, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been free.
But I mean, you think back to even that round when she's all the way back in spawn, like, you know, this not being caught out in that timing is great too.
Flawless round comes through as Shopify take the lead back. And again, you imagine FlyQuest are going to be buying an op here.
Oh,
come on. Don't make me a liar.
Wow.
Nope. All right.
That is just...
Never mind.
That's so interesting. Maybe you could have bought a little bit more into the last round. Not that it would have made a difference, to be fair. But so far, Lace right now struggling to get value on the Yoru. And this time, Shopify trying to change the pace, use their Yoru ultimate towards mid to B. All signs leaning towards a B crunch here. This trap play in B main got fished out. Stop.
Oh, Mel. Again, Mel.
Just stop it.
Those frag clips that she's been posting on Twitter. Yeah. And now we're seeing it. Now we're seeing it in officials. It's just dumb.
He said, yeah.
I mean,
It's been ridiculous.
Mel's just in such good form right now.
It wasn't enough, though. A little bit of an overheat there as the remaining members of FlyQuest, who didn't get picked off by that Omen TP, close out the round. Bob slowly crept up to that 7-4 score line. And I'm kind of shocked that Shopify lost that round. I think Illuvali hiding in vent, not getting spotted by the Your Ultimate of Dodonut was kind of the reason why FlyQuest brought that one back. That supporting cast of being able to go into B Heaven, clean up house. That was enough. It's a fast A hit. Mel's already in screens, Doug.
Early pit out from Lace. Massive play. And the X Factor arrives, but there's another X Factor on the other side. Dodo responding with two of their own. The spike is in such an awkward spot. FlyQuest are really comfortable here. Noah has to alleviate some of this pressure, and so far, some of that has been dealt with. When you take a look at the minimap, lo and behold, it's Mel behind enemy line still. And Thea has no idea. Thea has no idea. This round was an absolute mess.
From both sides.
Yep.
Now it's up to Bob to 1v2. Full utility to work with, though. The problem is that you're up against double controller. You're probably going to have to face check smokes on your way in. You're already late to the rotate. Look, everything is smoked off right now. And to make matters worse, you're just going to get 3-2-1.
Yeah, they're not even giving, Shopify aren't even giving the fight right now. And Bob has to check everything. Literally everything. The Roomba will check back sight. You see the stars on the spike, and the intentions are clear for Shopify. They are not really concerned about taking this fight early on. A gravel off the spike. They're playing this so well. Shoulder now spotted, and now they know Noya. Danger. Oh, it's dangerous! There's not going to be enough time for the defuse. Bob gets the kills. And that one's heartbreak for Bob to get so close and just not enough time.
Yeah, it's a snappy transfer, but those are 50-50s. You know, you're in the 1v2. You think that they might lean back towards that A side or stay towards that A side, I should say. And you just guess wrong. And you know, there's nothing you can do about that. Now, because of how this back and forth affair has went so far, you still have a buy into this round. You could still try to stop any type of momentum that Shopify are getting off of that last round win. But I have to point out how fast Shopify have been playing these last couple of rounds. I mean, we saw a B split into a fast A hit, and now we're taking full B main control again. This is a B hit in the making. It's been pacey.
Just now getting past some of that one way. And just now getting up towards garage. But the intentions are there. The Rolling Thunder will send Thea flying. And the sight is theirs. Lace now dead. These FlyQuest have done a significantly better job of trading in this map than they did on Lotus.
They haven't been getting caught out by these lurks either.
Well, over-aggressing there, getting a little too antsy on the other side of the smoke. Really nice flash up from Donut to close the gap a bit. Bob was there, lying in wait. And again, the ult has been popped. Thea's going to tap the defuse, and that's going to draw out the missiles. Thea has to wait. Sarah is going to reflank. Sarah's going to reflank. Sarah's going to reflank. They get the defuse in time. Sarah's going to get the one, and that's a stop. 1v1 now. Time is short. Illuvali 32 HP. And Sarah with the Red Bull clutch for Shopify.
Absolutely disgusting. Shopify have no right winning that round. FlyQuest did everything they could to get the trades in their favor. They even popped the showstopper to get the kill into B main. And yeah, you need a timeout after that one. You need to put Sarah on ice because that was cold. What a ridiculous 1v3. So crispy with those shots, Doug.
Just the perfect Reese flank through mid too. I mean, so much of the focus and so much of the aggression for FlyQuest was put on garage.
But the crazy thing is, yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say the crazy thing is Bob doubles back and just does a backflip.
Yep. Even with some of that awareness, it just wasn't enough. And so you're right. Yeah, timeout called, a chance to talk things over. Just the first of the half, not nearly the same level of desperation and panic as we saw on Lotus, but those are big. Those swing rounds, those do not feel good.
I will say though, you have lost 5 out of the last 6 rounds. So yes, it's not a time to hit the panic button in full effect, but things are starting to, you know, get out of hand a little bit here. The gun rounds haven't really been going your way. You've been kind of getting outplayed a bit, and the 1v3, I mean, that just feels terrible.
Old pop from Lace at the very beginning of the round. Try to snuff out Lace. So there was no help there. There was no plan behind it. There was, oh my gosh. There was nothing behind it. And yes, it's just pistols, but I don't fully understand what the game plan was there, Dre.
Have we lost the plot? I mean, you were looking good. I mean, oh, Sarah's not slowing down. Uh-oh. But yeah, you're right though, Doug. Like, what was the plan? I don't know what the plan was either. Use the Yoru ultimate to try to get a lucky kill onto Noya. Like, you don't have the breach to give yourself a fault line to set that up.
And I think that felt like that situation was the most glaring example of not having the value of a breach in conjunction with the Yoru.
Yep.
Right? That play we've seen so many times. The Yoru finds a person with the ult. The breach comes through. You get the kill. It's free. And then Thea tried pushing the pace too, and unfortunately just kind of swings into her own death. And Shopify gets to 6. That one's a head scratcher, man.
I guess the play that they were going for was a paranoia to set up the shorty, but at that point anyway, it's so close range that you're just gonna see it. So maybe overcooking a little bit here, and you're gonna wish that you had that Yoru ultimate to retake, because the way that Shopify have been getting onto this B site, it's just kind of been for free most of the time. They've been using the breach Tejo to get onto site very well, very efficiently.
They're going to try to fight on the other side of Garage. This is bold. There's a lot here. Bob is starting to rotate over. Sarah snaps onto 2. Now what? They take a step back?
Go ahead. Stand.
Armageddon to cause a bit more problems. Bob realizing nowhere is safe, but somehow still amidst all of the calamity finds a corner to tuck into. It's just delaying the inevitable though. As Sarah gets 3 on the round, Lace is left alone. The flash is good, but it is not good enough. Sarah gets 4, Shopify gets 7.
Yo, so 2 rounds ago was the start of the 1v3. The round after, Sarah gets a 3K, gets Armageddon online. This round gets a 4K. Sarah is on a generational run right now on the Teo on split. 16-4. Just an absurd showing. And look, it was a brawl in B main, and now it's going to be a brawl in A main. And guess who's here again? And guess who's probably going to get another 3K? Who's going to get another multi-kill? Sarah. Watch. This has been ridiculous.
Again, an aggro look. There's Sarah's 1. Dodo Nut swinging through. There's not enough utility to keep Shopify back here. There's just not.
Viper wall was missed.
Yeah, and a sting. You're right. That's adding salt to the wound.
This has been a dismantling of a FlyQuest who was keeping it fairly competitive.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It does feel like in these last couple of rounds, it's a different game.
Right?
A different team.
It just feels so night and day from how the rounds were going. And yeah, we can say, sure, you weren't getting the best out of some of these micro situations, but
Last round before
it
the
felt
switch.
like after that timeout happened, for one, it was definitely a panic timeout because, you know, we got 1v3'd, but also like panic plays like that Yoru ult, it's just been snowballed out of control. And it's just rough right now for FlyQuest. They are trying things, but they're trying to force the issue a little too much. And Shopify are just well aware of that. They're just playing reactive with so much utility. Look, just waiting for a Yoru flash or any type of Q to go. This time, the smoke is a lot better. Covers that little gap on the right. Jeez.
I mean, even, yeah, yep. Well, I'm really having a hard time figuring out for FlyQuest how they get back into this. Take note. I mean, it was an 8-4 half that, given how these last couple of rounds have gone, I feel like it should have been 10-2. Right? It should have been. It feels like it should have been way worse. If it wasn't for some of the early, or excuse me, 9th half. If it wasn't for some of the early success that FlyQuest had found, who knows what we're talking about? If they don't win the pistol, who knows what we're talking about?
Well, I mean, that's that last round that we just witnessed was probably how the pistol round was supposed to play out. I mean, the fact that Mel calls it back on a gun round is just hilarious to me because she's kind of like, hey, we would have beaten you on pistol. You know what I mean? But this time, fixing the gap in the smoke, that's just a testament to the repertoire of a team like Shopify. The fact that they have so much depth that they're able to make like a adaptation to a pistol round they botched and run it in a gun round correctly. Like they're practicing, like they're literally cleaning up things in real time. That's just levels of signs of a team that are just levels ahead of anybody.
Yeah.
It's to get to that point, it takes so much work, and they have put in the work.
The
How
team
do you
that's
find a way
built.
back? There you go.
I don't know, brother. I really don't. I mean, this is a well-oiled machine that's full steam ahead. And when you're at your best, you can maybe compete with Shopify. But when you aren't bringing your A game, you have no shot. And unfortunately for FlyQuest, it doesn't feel like they have it right now. They maybe kind of had it at the latter half of Lotus, but yeah, this one got out of hand real quick.
It's a good start to the pistol, though, for FlyQuest. They have gotten onto the A site and taken heaven control. But that shot can't connect on a donut who's 10 HP.
Yep. That complicates the situation just a tad.
Good spawn right
Mel,
now,
again, upgrading to a Ghost with full armor. Or light armor, excuse me. Take quick note of that. Meanwhile, Lace waiting for the rotation across the middle of the map, knowing it's inevitable. Spotted now, Mel is on the prowl. Traded right back, though. Onto Alexis and Donut. They're both so weak, but they have to try to figure out this retake. Meanwhile, Bob is already reflanked heaven.
Last player standing.
There's no way. I mean, maybe. Oh, no. That kill is huge out from Bob, and that should secure the round. Bob's just playing with Donut. The pistol goes the way of FlyQuest. Shopify's pistol woes keep kind of rearing their heads here.
Yeah.
But can you rely on Bob to keep up this performance? I don't think you can. I mean, yeah, it works on pistol round. That's where mechanics shine greatly. But when the gun rounds come into play, that's where it seems to fall apart for FlyQuest. That's where it seems like they can't get the trades. Bob gets shut down. Maybe goes 1 for 1. And the rest of the supporting cast can't just make it happen. So flurry of utility being thrown. No one falling.
It's tougher. And that's the case for the team that doesn't have any real guns to fight behind. And there we go. Donut somehow getting to. I feel like they're just always good for at least a little bit of excitement, a little bit of drama in the round.
Planted.
I feel like we've been scratching our head with a couple of these plays that we've been seeing today, but I think FlyQuest are in a good position to close out this anti-eco given the weaponry and the post-plant positions and Bob being in heaven.
I mean, any damage
One enemy remaining.
Oh, that's a massive little 2K there.
Yeah,
Is that you're still... Yeah, at this point. I mean, Mel upgrading a weapon adds a little bit of flavor to the conversation, but if you're FlyQuest, given how the first half ended, you really want to try to get a bonus to pull this thing off, and you need all the weapons that you can get, and
you get none.
You get literally none.
That's as good of an eco round you get when you don't win the round, right? Like, I mean, every single gun gone. Look at the money. Like, do you buy now? Do you just go for it and make it a gun round versus gun round? But if you do, like, yeah, like you have light armors. I guess you can make it work. Everybody does have utility. You don't have the boom bot for Bob. But this is the swing round. If FlyQuest want a chance to bring this one back, to bring the series back in their favor, this is truly the round where it all starts. And it has to be off of the back of Bob in mid. Bob has to find another first blood.
Mel again finding her one, but this time there are a lot more numbers behind it, and so FlyQuest find a little bit of a window to get through.
Bob's able to walk all the way through B Heaven because of it. Noya did make sound here, so Bob should have the advantage and does so.
Noya falling, leaving Donut and Sarah on their own.
FlyQuest has put together a pretty good round here.
Yeah, and it didn't look like that would be the case at the beginning, given how, I mean, successfully, poorly the last round went. But Sarah getting the best of Bob. He is weak. Olivia's not much better off. This has some legs to it. This couple of kills have to come through quickly, because all of a sudden, this has the potential of a mess. They're playing close, and they're starting to wrap around pillar. Given ones now, that should do it. Unless there's a lucky spam coming through for Donut, the time is short! Oh no.
No way.
Oh no.
No way.
Yep. Clutch.
Oh my gosh, the Red Bull clutch for Shopify.
There's no way. Doug, Donut was going to save. Like, she was looking at spawn, ready to get out. But the lineup? Oh my goodness. I mean, that's the only way Donut wins the round is if FlyQuest peek into her. Oh my goodness.
How?
I mean, that's got to be the final blow. That's got to be the death blow. It has to be. I'm calling it. That has to be it.
How do you recover from that?
You don't bounce back from a round like that.
Oh.
That was the swing round, remember. That was the round that FlyQuest needed if they wanted any glimpse of hope to bring this one back.
They needed to win the bonus. They invested into it heavy, and it was there. It was there. It was in their hands. And now they're back on an eco. Shopify knocking on the door of 11. Right, okay.
It's just FlyQuest getting picked apart one by one on the eco round. Shopify have a chokehold on this defense. Such a quiet approach though from FlyQuest. I kind of like this though, just to talk about how slow FlyQuest have approached this round. I know there's a B exec coming in. You kind of get some time to like regather your mental, right?
Yeah, and I also think like you're just looking for any sliver, right? Like any little gap, any little whatever, to kind of give you a fighting chance in the round. And oftentimes, when those rounds do go sideways, it's because there's a gap, right? Like something was missed, something was found, and they were able to turn a little pulling of a seam into ripping it open. And it just wasn't the case there.
Yeah. Well, nevertheless, the last timeout has been used for FlyQuest Red. They do have a lot of good ultimates online to try to scrap together a round win. But it feels much like Lotus did in the fact that Shopify Rebellion are just in the driver's seat and they kind of have the opportunity to save up some of their own alts and use that money they have in the bank to just get one round and secure match point. And that's a tough feeling to play against if you're FlyQuest. That's not easy. You have to really have ironclad mental. And for what we've seen so far in this match, it just seems like when disaster strikes to FlyQuest, it kind of just really just snowballs out of control. And I think that 1v2 is as disastrous as can be.
Yeah, I mean, you go to sleep thinking about that round.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Sarah
nightmares.
still, 21-7 out from Sarah. If the dagger that Dodonut hit was not enough.
Yeah. Sarah's aim on this map of Split has been perfect. I mean, the flicks, the transfers, and it's all with a Phantom as well. It's been very impressive. But here we go. The gun round for FlyQuest. Could be the last one.
Oh, I don't think Dodonut saw him. Meanwhile, Care
Louvely.
across from Louvely, yeah. I don't know that Dodonut's aware. Should have. But no ping.
Cutting through.
Nicely done from Louvely to catch Dodonut unaware.
Yeah, no scope did connect though, so Louvely will be sitting at 10 HP. That's the Viper's Pit that can't be used. Or, I mean, it could be, but you could just get spammed. But Showstopper into B Heaven should secure a lot of space on the B site. A lot riding on the shoulders of Melon back site B.
Has TP choosing to stick it.
Wisely
getting
so.
the kill anyway. And then the paranoia is just going to go for the TP play again, but this time Lace ready for it.
Stand ground.
Enough of the antics. Lace in a position to punch back. That's 2 for the duelist. But ultimately succumbs, leaving Alexis and Louvely in a 1v1.
And
Alexis healthy.
Louvely not.
No, and 10 seconds from the fault line is the initiator. Spike not even in hand for Louvely. What a mess of a round.
You're gonna have to start running
10
soon.
seconds left.
Yeah, and that's going to give everything away. Alexis knows that they can jump.
What?
That's how we all saw that going down.
What? You cannot make it up. With 10 HP and time against her, Louvely wins the clutch against Alexis. That is insane. Maybe, Doug, if this might be copium, maybe that's enough.
There's still a long way to go from that.
That would fire me up. I'll tell you that.
So a little spark, I guess. A little something added. As Dodonut's position has been given away by the drone right at the very beginning. Note, 4 out of 5 ultimates for Shopify. It's just Noya. And she's one off of hers.
Cover going out.
You gotta be careful for this judge at the other end of this smoke. This is surely a kill for Mel.
Oh, there are 2 here. They're starting to rotate back.
This time that.
Nothing is sure. Nothing is guaranteed anymore. Not with how these last couple of rounds have gone.
I know,
and Bob both took a ton of damage. The paranoia is out. More attention, more distraction. The spike is on the other side of the map. TP committed. Again, that spike is in an awkward spot. Meanwhile, the TP onto the side. Thea falls. Heaven is FlyQuest's, but the spike is not out. And so what? Maybe they try to contact and, mid-round to B?
Mid-round into the judge of Noya? Mid-round into the Yoru Breach ultimate? You're cooked. There's no way. I understand there's been some crazy things happening, but there is no way FlyQuest can turn this round around. I'm calling it. This would be the craziest caster curse of the century.
Noya taking a little bit of damage there from the nade. Oh, they're investing a lot here to secure this. Yeah, that's gonna put the finishing touches on that round. Shopify will get the series point off of the back of the Rolling Thunder, and then I mean, FlyQuest tried a funny look here. They threw all sorts of misdirection into that round. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was extremely labored. But when your Viper drops that early on, it just makes it that much more difficult. You're only relying on your Omen smokes at that point. You don't really have that A lurk threatened anymore. The map becomes very small for you, and you kind of have to just do something whimsical, right?
Yeah, you got to try something.
Who's next?
You're digging deep into the bag for that.
New ultimate used though, and I like how the rest of FlyQuest aren't peeking too quick before it.
No donut getting tagged real bad. Lace on the outside of the TP. And now the pit. That's such an aggro pit.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of teams use this pit in VCT. I'm not the biggest fan of it because the spike never gets planted inside of it.
Sure.
I'll handle this. Here.
But they have set their line of scrimmage, and they do want to fight for spawn. Heaven has to be a consideration here as well. Lace will fall. Kills traded back. And you've got Bob in such an awkward spot. There's really no way for Bob to get into the play here.
Oh.
Meanwhile, all is left to do on the site. The paranoia is going to connect. Bob falls, a 1v4 to stay alive. 0 shot. Shopify look dominant from beginning to end. They best FlyQuest 2-0, and they enter the main stage with the #1 seed.
Defenders
Another dominant win of Shopify versus FlyQuest.